Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakagodash, giving all praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and the only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle of GMS, who told me 100% true to the Lord's name. Alright, this is a quick little lesson, about these Pharisees and these people the Lord warned us about. Alright, this is Mark 7-9. This is getting into the Pharisees and the commandments of God and the commandments of men. There's a difference, alright? So I was reading, and just talking about the people who, or the hypocrites, alright? Mark 7-6. We don't want to be nothing like these people. Alright, these people honor me. The Lord says the people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. So we have to do. So the Holy Spirit is the cleanser, and we have to stay in our word to cleanse us and purify us in our heart. Alright, because what matters is the heart. The Lord cares about the heart. I'm probably titled this video, the Lord cares about the heart. He doesn't care about just look on appearance. The Lord looks on the heart. It's going to be somewhere in them lines. The Lord cares about the inside, the heart, not on what's on the outside. Because people may see what's on the outside, but the Lord knows and searches the heart. Alright, so this is Mark 7-6. He answered and said unto them, so this is just a little parable, how the Pharisees and the Jews, alright? Let me get this. Had the Lord hang by his 12 when the 12 disciples were sitting down, and it said, Mark 7-2, and when they saw some of his disciples eat bread with defiled, the hands were dirty. So these people, the disciples' hands were dirty. They didn't wash. It's not that they were dirty, but they didn't see them wash their hands. It's like that person that says, "Did you wash your hands? Did you clean your hands? I didn't see you clean your hands. I didn't see you wash your hands." It's like that type of person. All right, don't touch that food. You didn't wash your hands. Kind of what's going on now with the COVID-19, but let's stay on track. It says, disciples ate bread with defiled. That is no say with unwashed hands they found fault. So they didn't wash their hands, and these Pharisees and Jews found fault. All right, hey, you didn't wash your hands. I didn't see. You're supposed to be so holy and so clean. I didn't see you wash your hands. Stupid people. Always judging, always hypocrites. All right, hey, I didn't see you wash your hands. You're supposed to be the Son of Man. You're supposed to be all holy, clean, and your people, your men, don't even wash their hands when they eat, before they eat. That's a tradition of men. If you didn't know, washing your hands before you eat is a tradition of men. All right, we have to be careful in these last days that we don't follow these traditions of men, that we're following the commandments of God. All right, did the Lord command us that? Mark 7-3. For the Pharisees and all the Jews, except they wash their hands off, eat not. So these people, these Jews, the Pharisees, they don't before they eat, they wash their hands. And if they didn't wash their hands, they ain't gonna eat. That's the commandment. That's a rule they have. Holding the traditions of the elders. Those are traditions. So we got to be careful that we're not following other people's traditions, right? Like in the holy the Quran, like one of my coworkers, one of the owners, the people I worked with, one of the owners, I worked with him, and he was Muslim, and he talks about eating and washing his hands before he eat and being everything clean. That sounded to me like exactly now these people are Pharisees and people traditions of men. I pray 5 times a day. 5 times a day. Okay, that's good for you. Always 5 times a day. He's from the Middle East. He's Egyptian. That's good for you. That doesn't mean anything. It's a rule they have. Pray 5 times a day. Before they eat, they wash their hands and all that stuff. Those are tradition of men and tradition of the elders. Someone older than them that's been around for years and years, they kept the tradition, passing it on. And that's what the devil likes to do. He likes the culture. He likes tradition. The Lord is doing a new thing now. He's doing a new thing. He's not going off the old. The Lord, we're under grace right now. But that does not mean the prophet's word is void, because everything just must be fulfilled. That's all that means. The prophet's words are still there, and if it hasn't come to pass, it's going to come to pass. The Lord says, I did not come to destroy the law of the prophets. I came to fulfill. Matter of fact, so let me get this real quick. The Lord, I come not to. He didn't say. He said, I came not to destroy the law. Matthew 5:17. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I came not to destroy, but to fulfill. The Lord's coming to fulfill. All right, the Lord Yahushua is not coming to destroy the prophets. He's coming to fulfill. All right, so when the Lord said, I come to fulfill, that just means that he's a spirit of prophecy. All right. All right, so you got to be careful for these Pharisees out here. They out here judging people, and they're not even. Their hearts is far from. It says, verse 7 and 4, when they come from the market, except they wash and not eat, and many other things shall be, which they have received to hold, as washing cups and pots, brazen vessels of the tables. So that's a tradition of man. You have to wash your pot before you eat. You have to clean your table. You have to clean your hands, clean the plate before you eat. Those are all tradition of men, all right? Those are all tradition of men. The Lord didn't command you to do that. That's what these elders and these people under the traditions of men. That's their commandment. That's their traditions. It says, verse 5, Mark 7:5. Then the Pharisees and scribes asked them, why walk not thy disciples according to thy tradition of thy elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? These people, the Pharisees and scribes, asked them, and they're wondering, why aren't these people, you're in Israel, why aren't you following the commandments was given to you by the elders, all right? By washing your hands before you eat, and not eating with dirty hands or unclean hands. They look at it as, if you didn't wash your hands, you're dirty, basically. That's how they looked at it. If I didn't see you wash your hands, they're dirty. Those are Pharisees and scribes. Mark 7:6, he answered and said unto them, well, have Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it was written, the people honor me with their lips. Salakia. These people honor me with their lips. Salakia. If I can get this. The people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. All right. And that's what's going on right now. These people are honoring the Lord. With their lips, all right? But their heart is far from the Lord, all right? Salaki, let me turn this brightness up. It's the devil, you know. As soon as you try to get a good lesson, then he tries to do this. It's not about the devil. As soon as you try to get a good lesson, this is what the devil do. As soon as you try to get a good lesson in. Bear with me. I'm trying to turn this brightness up on my phone. As soon as you try to get a good lesson in. But I should. I don't know why my brightness ain't going up. Okay, good. All right, we're back. All right, he said, and my phone's about to die soon, 4%, but he said, and Elijah prophesied, you hypocrites, and it is written, this people honor me with their lips, but are far from me. All right, these people are far from the Lord. They hold tradition of men. Mark 7:7. How bet in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. So that's what these Pharisees and scribes are doing. They're teaching commandments of men. All right, these are men who made these commandments to wash your hands before you eat, to worship 5 times, to pray 5 times a day. These are commandments of men, and that's not how you're supposed to live, because it says where freedom and liberty are, the Lord is. That's not how it's supposed to be. All right. It says, for laying aside the commandments of God, you hold the commandments of men as washing of pots and of cups, and many other such things you do. And he said unto them, full well you reject the commandments of God, that you may keep your own tradition. So they reject these people. I'm walking right now through the, so Salaki, if it's a little loud, I'm outside, but they're rejecting these commandments of God that was given and by the prophets and of Moses, and they're making their own. It says, for Moses said, honor thy father and mother, and whoever curses the father and mother, let him die in death. But you say, if a man shall say to his father or mother, it is Corban, that it is, say, a gift by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, he shall be free. You see, these people are playing God, making their own commandments. And you suffer him no more to do to art for his father and mother. And this word Corban, you search it up, it says in Judaism. All right, so that these are the people around back today, these Pharisees and scribes. These people are in this religion called Judaism, so be aware of them. The Lord warned us about these people. These are the Pharisees and scribes called the Judaism. They're in Judaism right now. All right, and it says the Corban, also spelled Corban, is any of the variety of sacrificial offerings. So these people are still doing sacrificial offerings, knowing that it's done away with, because the Lord Yahushua died as a lamb, a sacrifice, and the curtain was ripped. All right, so these people are doing things of the Old Testament that is already done away with. These sacrificial offerings are finished. All right, the Lord has already freed us from that and gave us the Lord Yahushua. But these people of Judaism, this religion, they don't accept the Son Yahushua. They don't even accept Jesus. They don't accept that concept of someone dying for their sins. They still are in the Old Testament. They're following the traditions of their fathers, of their elders. All right. See, it says types of Jewish offerings. These Jewish offerings, it's none but the devil. Thank offerings, Passover or sacrifice, sin offerings or guilt offerings, and atonement for transgression and unintentional errors. All right, so these, when they make a mistake, they're offering lambs and sacrificial offering, when the Lord is not with that. He doesn't accept that no more. He accepts the Lord Yahushua, his Son, his only begotten Son. But these people, if you kill someone do something bad, they're killing animals and offering unto the Lord. That's done away with, all right? That's been done away with. But these people in Judaism are still doing it to this day, all right? So the Lord is against these people. These are the Pharisees and scribes the Lord told us about, all right? So just be aware of that. And you see a picture here. You have the altar, and they're offering up sacrificial offerings. All right, so just be aware. Just be aware that the Lord is not with these people. All right, and these are the Pharisees and scribes the Lord warned us about. These sacrificial offerings, these people are still doing. All right, they're still going off the Old Testament. Let me get that. The veil. Matthew 20:27 and 51. And behold, the veil of the temple was rent and twined from the top to bottom, and earth quaked and the rocks bent. Because that's when the Lord Yahushua look, Hebrews 10:1. For the sent the law, but was the shadow of good things to come. But for the law of the shadows of good things to come, and not everyone imaginable things can never, with those sacrifices which were offered year by year, continue to make corners unto perfect. But then would they not have ceased to be offered, because the worships once purged have had no more conscience of this. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Right here, verse 10. But the which we will be all sanctified, which we are, Salakia, sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahushua once for all. So we have to accept Yahushua, and that's why we're blessed. But these people, the Pharisees and scribes, are not going to accept Yahushua. These are people who reject him and make up their own traditions and follow their own traditions of the elders and pass it on to generation to generation. All right, but that was just a quick lesson. The title of the video, the title of the video is going to be "The Lord Looks at the Heart and Not the Outside." The Lord looked on appearance. All right. Be aware of these Pharisees and scribes. With that being said, I want to say shalom. Hopefully this is edifying and straight to the point, and catch you on the next one.